Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. The VA is on the verge of some major disruptions. We need to be ready for it, and whether you agree with the trajectory or not really doesn't matter. The reality is that we are on the verge of major disruptions. It's going to be a bumpy road. Again, regardless of what side we're on, we should all be on the side of veteran. And at the end of the day, I would hope that we would not have a bumpy road, but I do foresee a bumpy road ahead. And I wanted to talk about it a little bit. We have seen a lot of changes and a lot of projections here, and we are coming closer and closer every single day to some more changes. Now, look, changes in themselves, okay, nobody likes change. It's a little bit uncomfortable. But when it really starts to impact veterans, we need to pay attention and see what's going on. So with that, I do have an article pulled up here, and I want to throw on a special thank you real quick to TJK8878. TJK8878. Thank you so much for the super comment, super chat. I really, really do appreciate your support so very much. Thank you. All right, so the headline here, this is out of Connecticut. And I would imagine that every state and every, entity out there that is veteran facing is essentially trying to have these same conversations. So it says here, the headline, state leaders, advocates discuss planned cuts to more than 80,000 jobs from Veterans Affairs. There's a subheadline and it states, state leaders and advocates said Monday they hope that the Trump administration reconsiders their plans as they said the cuts will affect them and their community. So let's go through this article. This was on fox61.com, and I believe this is out of Connecticut, and wanted to share it with you. Look, here's the reality. 80,000 is a huge number. Apparently, that's the goal as far as the federal government-wide RIF, reduction in force, for the VA, is that 80,000 is the goal. The problem that we have so far is that the VA doesn't really have essentially a detailed organizational chart that really outlines who's where and all that stuff. So they got to kind of figure that out, number one. And then number two is they're apparently trying to, I guess, make sure that veteran-facing employees aren't part of that, right? It's more of the non-veteran-facing employees is what they're supposedly supposed to be targeting with this. Now, with that being said, in addition to the RIF, the reduction in force, the VA has also allowed for the resignation program, right? The deferred resignation program to be allowed into the VA. However, the majority, the lion's share of staff is exempted from being able to utilize the deferred resignation program. And again, I mean, the majority of the staff would be everybody but those 80,000, right? I mean, that would be the majority. So we're talking huge numbers here. So I wanted to dive into this and see what this has to say, see what we could kind of pick out of this and go from there. I'd love to get your comments rolling. That would be great. And please, the thumbs up and watching the video is really what helps. Thank you so much to everybody out there who have subscribed. I appreciate you. If you're not, please consider. All right, let's jump into it. West Haven, Connecticut. State leaders and advocates met Monday morning at West Haven Museum to discuss the president's plan to cut the Department of Veterans Affairs. An internal memo that had been leaked to the Associated Press in March showed the Department of Veterans Affairs plans to recognize and cut more than 80,000 employees, which we talked about here, and we've received that information as well. We actually got the memo as well. Trump's plan includes eliminating VA staff who help connect thousands of veterans to the support and services they need, like healthcare, mental health services, and housing and career training programs. Mickey Cross, a retired looks like New York Fire Department lieutenant, came to the museum to listen to the officials. He said he hopes Trump reconsiders his plans for the cuts. It's going to affect staffing at the hospital, which is going to come down and affect me, and not just me, but thousands and thousands of other people are going to be affected by this. I'm just one of many, Cross said. Jim Matthews and Dominic Giuliano with the Veterans of Foreign Wars were also there to advocate for those who preferred not to speak up. There's not going to be an outcry from veterans themselves. That's why we have the veteran organizations to be the voice of our quiet professionals, Matthews said. Okay, so with that, look, you have to be involved in some capacity, right? Whether it's at the lowest level, signing up with a veteran service organization and being a number that's counted in their voice. That's a way. Or you could swing all the way over to the other, where you're actually calling your congressional members and you are scheduling appointments and you're having conversations with them and you're having a 10-minute meeting with the congressional representative themselves. Would be the kind of the furthest, right? So there's everything in between. I mean, you could be on commissions, committees. You can be, you could write letters. You can write emails. You can make phone calls. Any of that stuff. So anything, even just signing. Don't even go to a meeting. Just signing up and being a paid member, a head count, is an action. And I don't know. For me, I've signed up. I think at one time I was signed up to maybe 7 different veteran service organizations, so I could be a number for each one of them. I think I'm probably down to 3 or 4 now. But the point is that there is strength in numbers, and the louder that we are with numbers, the better, right? So anyway, moving on. Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins previously addressed concerns about cuts to the VA, saying that the reality is veterans benefits aren't getting cut. And that, in fact, we are actually giving and improving services. Collins' full video message is also out there, which we'll share here as well. State leaders and advocates said they will continue to stand up and be voices for veterans. Now, look, again, quiet mouths don't get fed. There's plenty of loud groups out there, and we need to be one of them. So whether you're reaching out to your congressional members, you're working with your local VFWs, American Legions, DAVs, Paralyzed Veterans, Purple Heart, Order of the Purple Heart, Marine Corps League, TREA, MOA. I mean, the list goes on. There's hundreds of organizations. Be involved at some capacity. I think that's important. And let your thoughts be known, right? Even commenting on videos and being a subscriber and a watcher of this type of stuff helps to amplify our concerns. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you so very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.